You were there, right?
I was there. Whose
First
house?
game of the season. First game of the season where both teams scored touchdowns on their first two drives. First time it was 14-14 after four drives
It was
in the
like
game.
bam, bam, bam. Whoa,
And
here we go.
the Vikings marched right down the field. Justin Jefferson having almost 50 yards receiving in that opening drive. And then the Rams go right back, having Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua on the field for the first time since week one, when Nacua tried to go on a knee that he hurt during the preseason and then wound up on injured reserve all the way until right before kickoff of this one, when the Rams announced Nakua's going to go. The Kupp's back from injury, and Nakua's going to go too. And Matthew Stafford's like, okay, thanks. Okay,
cool. Appreciate you.
Thanks for that. And then, of course, that drive ends with Kyren Williams catching one. 10th straight game with a touchdown for him.
He's the new Chris Carter. All he does is score
All
touchdowns.
he does is score touchdowns, right?
The end zone.
And then, of course, Stafford having Kupp and Nacua back, that means Demarcus Robinson's going to have 2 touchdowns.
Right.
So
Who would have thought?
the offense looked exactly what the Rams thought it could, what Rams fans believed it could, and Stafford, let me just say this. The way that he plays the game, he is the personification of the words slinging it. Other quarterbacks throw it, some spin it. You know, Lamar dominates it. So does Josh Allen. You know, he'll truck you. Like, they're different terms, right? Mahomes will steal your soul. So will Allen. Now, you know, Lamar's entering that realm. But when Stafford's on his game, he is the ultimate slinger of the football. He slings it.
Slings it.
He'll sidearm it. He'll no-look it.
Yep.
He'll just sling it right in the bucket, like one of the touchdowns to Robinson. And then who knew? You know, he showed some elusiveness where he ducked under a clear sack and then found Cooper Kupp in the end zone.
That play was so sick.
And that's
for my
been,
fantasy team.
by the way, these have been some of the issues the Rams have had when everybody's healthy, is that they've stalled in the red zone. Those, you could basically say stalling in the red zone is how they lost both games to the Lions, week one this year and last year's season ending for the Rams wild card loss. But that's it right there. That's it. That's the Rick Dalton gif, right, pointing at the screen. That's it. Kupp's back. Nakua's back. Kyren Williams is one of the best touchdown makers this league has seen in the last 2 years. Stafford is slinging it. He did throw one interception that really did cost them.
Only a field goal.
And there, Rick Dalton gif. There it is. Right there. What we saw right there. And enough defense to let the offense survive the day. And so the Rams come up with a big win, 30-20, and we'll get to how they got the final 2 points in a second. And they took a Vikings team that, coming off of a home loss to the Lions that kind of left them stinging because they were up. Lions win at the very end, and they come out smoking to the tune of Darnold, another 2-touchdown performance, but this one was in the first quarter alone, and they wound up slowing the Vikings down and scoring enough points themselves and gashing that Vikings secondary enough to win this football game. And you could see how Kupp and Nacua open things up for each other and open things up for Kyren, who opens it up for them. And if Stafford's on his game, which he does appear to be, and healthy and on his game, and the offensive line can hold up enough.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, too. You know, we've seen how awesome the Vikings defense has been this year. Last night, 0 sacks. Rams' offensive line was great. Stafford was great getting it out fast.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see how that was a huge factor in the game.
And so they win this one. They've won 2 games in 5 days. They're now 3-4. And all that Cooper Kupp being shopped conversation for this Rams team that's now 3-4 with an opportunity to go to Seattle next week and get to 4-4. Seattle at home against the Bills this Sunday. You can already see how the Rams, if they win in Seattle, could be in first place. You know, obviously the Cardinals and Niners have a lot to say about it, but you could see how the Rams have already beaten the Niners. If they go to Seattle next, Rams can win this division. Certainly looking like that. And Cooper Kupp, as you might imagine, is going nowhere at this point in time.
Nope.
And Sean McVey didn't say the words because, again, you know, he's got some sway, obviously, and some say, but it's Les Snead's phones who's ringing. But this is what Sean McVey had to say on that subject matter after the game.
Teams reached out. Some of the things that I've seen out there, they're just not true. You know, we've addressed that with those individuals. Teams have called about him, and really we let him know what the dialogue was there. And then there's a lot of stuff out there where there's not a lot of accountability to the reports, and that's unfortunate.
Do you think the performance tonight makes you guys more apt to possibly entertain offers?
Yeah, I don't think about those things. I think about coaching our team. You know, I think a lot of the things that were out there, speculation was exactly what that was, speculation. We're an inside-out organization. I'm really glad to have Cooper Kupp back with us, and that's what I expect to stay that way.
That's what I expect to stay that way. Got it. That's a nice little message to the world.
Nice button. Basically, stop calling.
That line has been disconnected.
Hey, man.
The number you've reached is no longer in service.
It's Les Snead's gig to make sure this team wins now, but also down the road. And that was an interesting. I expect it to stay that way.
You just don't give up a Cooper Kupp. I'm sorry, man. I understand
Well,
doing due diligence.
if you're 2-5, maybe you think about it. But.
Cooper Kupp is 31 years old in his 8th year in the league. He's in his prime.
Come on now.
And he's going to get better. And him and Nakua together. Let me just say this to put a button on the Rams. Name me a better quarterback, 2 wide receiver, running back situation in the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen.
Let's look this up.
You just take a look at everyone else. You got Lamar. You've got Derrick Henry.
That's equal.
Now, that's a great one to start. Okay? But you could say that's even better, right? The way that they're playing right now.
But
then the receivers, are they Nakua and Kupp?
No.
Okay.
They're good, but
let's go to even what we just saw last night. Darnold and Aaron Jones is terrific, and Justin Jefferson, but Jordan Addison? Okay, you've got Brian Robinson and Jaden Daniels if healthy, and Terry McLaurin and
Noah Brown.
right? You got Hurts,
Eagles,
Saquon, AJ Brown.
now that's
and
equal.
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith isn't holding up his end so far.
But you would still.
Rams are 100% in the conversation and can have a great argument made about this subject matter.
Drake May, Ramondre Stevenson.
Good one.
Can I be honest? We're 12 minutes into this. I am shocked that neither of you have brought up Puka Nakua's hair.
Oh,
That's your thing.
When was the last time you got a haircut?
Doesn't matter.
Like 2019?
It's great. It looks lustrous and
great.
wonderful.
By the way,
He looks ready to join Troy Polamalu in those commercials right now.
I mean, I reached out to a source yesterday. 15, 20 plays maybe for Puka yesterday. Nope.
40.
He was out there the whole game. He looked great.
He did. And this team looks great when he looks great and Kupp's great. And this team looked great last night.
They really did.
And Rams fans have to be feeling really good about themselves.
Whose house?
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern for free.